We're going to go ahead and kick off with our roll call very quick. Ridra,
Hi.
Joe,
Yep.
Tempest,
Hello.
Arson,
Hello.
Zealous,
I'm gonna punch someone.
Union.
I'm Union.
Wonderful. So, a very quick recap, because as I mentioned just yesterday and here in chat, we have a pretty hard cutoff time due to an early AM. The party has returned now to Innslen in order to get some rest, relaxation, and re-bolster their numbers, reinforce their numbers, words do. A quick splitting to handle personal errands saw the majority of the party either in groups of 1 and 2 going about, some visiting the School of Singing Sword, stumbling upon our 2 new members in the first place. Others going to resupply after a long trip of their personal requirements, and others still kind of just milling about, eventually settling down to everyone reconvening back at the guild hall after finding out that there is indeed a clause revolving children with adventuring ranks, i.e. Bella, a baby, and the potential fine of 1,000 gold per day should the baby not be turned over to effective services. Causing a bit of a panic, Union gathered the forces that be. Eventually, it was Ridra who found the baby and tried to turn it in, having no actual membership in either the guild nor the party officially in any official capacity. But that had been rectified, as well as Tempest and Arson here stumbling upon a masterfully made recruitment poster drawn by Union himself with crayons for some reason.
I am an artist.
Crayons? Yes, Joe, that clause. So anyhow, Bella's teacher, the divination wizard, who no one even bothered to get the name of, only noted as a archmage here within Innslen, has come, gathered up Bella, and relieved the party of the stress of potential fosterhood. Union Zealous had a little bit of a falling out right in front of everyone. Something about not being allowed or not being present for a really badass fight. Finding out Union killed brother, and all this other emotional fallout thereafter. Union, Ridra stumbled back to the little old lady's inn over in the northeastern section of Innslen to enjoy some fresh baked pastries, as a few drinks. Zealous stumbled back towards the Brawlers Guild, still carrying the bag with Ideal's head. After being told he should probably get it to a temple at some point, get it cleansed. The only one currently not accounted for at this exact moment, going into the first evening back in Innslen, is Joe. Arson, Tempest, I assume y'all have places to be.
Me and Tempest were hanging out with Joe.
Oh right, y'all went to
We went
drink
to
with the
get
new
to know our
boss.
party, and then the party split.
Yeah. So Joe, you were at the most welcoming of dingy taverns that you're aware will at least provide you with some hot water without too many questions.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be hot. I have the capacity of. I just prefer clean.
Drinkable water.
Yeah.
You know, they don't give you that strange look for ordering water at a tavern kind of place. Yeah, you're one of those people.
Yes.
With you are a pair of Genasi that you, as a democratic process, the majority have agreed to let these two in, to the rebels of the vanquished.
Genasi, so.
I believe it was water and fire,
Yes.
respectively, and that will
I
be
guess
what we
that's an
pick up the
upgrade.
morning. Wow. Wow.
I finally get rid of all the demons. Now I gotta deal with elementals.
No, there's still a devil.
He's working on it.
Although, Joe,
Yeah.
I will point out at least one of the elementals has a symbol of Saloon on their shield.
Yeah. You know,
Don't
he
look
can keep saying that he's a devil, demon, tiefling, but with those horns, he's Fey.
So, for a quick recap, Arson Tempest, if you want to gloss over what Joe, the character, would visually see, by all means, feel free to. As he
Fire
was-
Genasi in decently heavy looking armor. Like I said, shield with symbol of Saloon on the emblazoned upon it, spear on the back. Fiery mohawk.
Fiery mohawk.
Yes.
Wait, when you say fiery mohawk, do you mean like as if your head has a slight crack in it and it's
No,
leaking?
not
Because that'd be
more like
awesome.
more like just like my picture.
Just
Yeah, I
marks.
know.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Tempest.
Water Genasi. 90% sure light armor, right? I can't remember.
judging by the picture, I'd say light.
Yeah, light
Also,
armor.
great picture.
I'm
I,
right.
I can do
Thank you.
this.
Yeah.
Instead of a sword, it's actually a whip. Yeah, that's
Nice.
yeah. She uses a whip instead of a sword. And a very fancy headband.
Very fancy headband. Okay. I mean, I'm all right with the hiring that happened while I was recuperating.
But eventually, the three of you able to go about to your normal places of rest, air quotes. Joe, if you intend to stay at this particular tavern, they just charge you the cost of a single drink, as you've been here a few times overnight.
Okay.
And a single drink is just a little 5 copper. For that, they'll give you all the hot water you need.
Right. I guess about the only thing left that I need to know is because the last time I was actually in a session, I had passed out. How long was I out?
Exactly 1 day.
Exactly 1 day. And how long has it been since then?
2 full days travel to get to Zealous. So that'd be 4 days total. Feel free to correct me, anyone else who had notes otherwise, but that's what was ringing true to my brain. More or less, travel was pretty light,
Yeah.
incident free.
Light. Pretty light. Okay.
But you are aware in character that you are expected back at the guild hall in the early AM to pick up some trade bars. Your payment as participants within the events over by Rheindorf. And it was noted that it was for the party members that participated. So, as you, the de facto senior member, see fit to distribute. Otherwise, Ridrid had told you all about a couple of Wayfinder reports scattered about at least the Opibachia region. No one actually checked and don't bother looking at the handout, I haven't updated it, but no one's checked the actual mission board, just the Wayfinder reports. So we're going to pan the camera very briefly over to one of the only ones who has something I need to gloss over for the evening, Zealous. Your arrival at the Brawlers Guild is met with very, very little fanfare. At this early evening, going into the night period, it is fairly well populated with the familiar sound of fist hitting body, the heavy grunts of grappling, and just your general very aggressive nature. Stepping aside, you not see the large man you've come to know as the leader, the Goliath of a figure. Does not appear to be present at the moment. A few give you a quick look. Familiar look now as you see some new faces that assume you're walking in here as wearing a full set of plate armor. Give you that kind of, what, really, dude? Really? But the few familiar, though foggy with your current situation, faces give you a notable nod as you mill about and try to find what you would like to do here this evening. And that would be
Basically, just here to watch fights, I guess.
okay. There's no real grand spectacle this evening. The most notable thing is a fairly stout, even for a dwarf, fairly hefty, stocky character that appears to be in the middle of giving some form of instruction to a younger of his kin as they rustle about with a half-orc. Otherwise, everything else is pretty amateurish and mediocre. The night thins out the crowd over time, eventually leaving just you, the two dwarves sitting, minding their own over in the corner, sipping on fairly large mugs of some dark liquid. And the handful of caretakers putting away equipment, raking out the pits, and more or less leave you undisturbed. They don't seem like they're going to shoo you away, and you're more than welcome to stay overnight.
Then I'll do that.
Okay. So note, you get one. This for everyone, those who need it. You have one long rest.
Okay.
Always click the button.
Always click
Always
button,
click the button.
in case you forgot you actually spent something. As for you specifically, I believe Union that actually is the last tick of yours off the top of my head. If not this long rest, it was the last long rest. You should be more or less sorted. You would now be at -3 zealous instead of the -4 as a note. Upon waking, you are greeted by a sight that has now feels like almost an eternity away. The Goliath of a figure in the middle of his morning routine, that the strength training routine there in the early hours. There are no caretakers, the dwarves are gone, it's just him doing as he do. Seeing you rouse from your sort of sleep mode, air quotes, just gives you a quick nod before focusing on what he's doing. Do you intend to join him again as you had before?
You know it's gonna go great, but yeah.
Okay. Give me an athletics check at -3. As you do your best to keep up with the hale and hearty Goliath. Zealous, you're probably not happy with your own results. You fall behind on various exercises, can't quite keep up in reps and things of that nature. But it feels a lot better than it had any right to. You every now and then feel that sort of twinge in your arm, the heaviness in the literal just metal poured into the giant hole in your leg is still a little off-putting. But you didn't immediately fall apart into a bunch of nuts and bolts. So there's that.
There is that.
Union, we pan over to you very quickly. Having taken up your room, I need a Constitution saving throw from you. Union,
Sorry, what?
I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Sorry, I missed that.
Okay. The last several days since Rheindorf, most notably since the moment your eyes first faded to black and had a brief trip beyond the veil, has been a little rough. Your best clerical doctors who what have you that got to you told you quite in no easy terms that your heart was pretty mangled and there was not much they could do about it. And it had been painful for the last 4 days, physically draining. Today, though, you wake up, there's almost a fire from tip to toe of this abundance of energy. It's almost like that feeling where you just shot back 6 Red Bulls and your heart is just about to thunder out of your chest. He drank a single coffee. I could just see Joe sitting there, amateur.
Okay.
You feel unprecedentedly hale and hearty.
Good. Okay. So Union would get up. He would go get some get some breakfast and some scones and whatnot from the grandma, ask and pay for a few extra to go for the road, and then would attempt to find the party because he would presumably notice that there's no longer a Ridra.
Now, Ridger left you sometime in the evening while you were sipping on your milk.
Right, it was milk, it wasn't ale.
Maybe that's why you feel so good. You don't have a hangover.
Mm, you're
Um,
just a raging alcoholic.
apparently, we're learning so much about Union.
Yeah.
The mill, it will cost you 5 copper. That gets you eggs, a slice of ham, fresh and picked up from the butcher just this morning. As far as the pastries go, she just shoos at you when you try to hand her money for it to go, and just slides a couple over.
I
You haven't.
give a
I will
bow.
note you haven't seen the young girl, her assistant, since you've been here this evening or this morning.
Union makes a note of it, but to ask when he gets back, and as he's sort of heading out the door, he's gonna. I was gonna say he was gonna slip a gold underneath the leg of a chair, but a giant 6.5 foot tall albino man with horns in shining armor probably can't just bend down and not be like, "What the hell are you doing?" He's gonna insist and slide a gold across, and before she can object, just head out the door.
You hear just this exasperated grandma sigh.
Darn, I was hoping she'd like pick it up and ping it at.
I have plans.
Oh my god, yes!
But you would be well aware that if no one else, Joe at least has a scheduled event, so to speak. You're not sure where everyone else amongst the party scampered off to.
Okay.
Actually, no, that's I lie. You've been to the Brawlers Guild with Zealous. So
Zealous is not sort of the forefront of his thoughts. He's gonna avoid Zealous for a little bit, unless if there's a party gathering, that's fine. But he's not gonna go seek out Zealous to be alone in an alley with Zealous. It doesn't seem like a wise choice at the moment.
okay.
He's holding off on that promise. Union will, yeah, he'd head toward where he knew Joe would be.
Okay. Joe, do you make a long morning of it, or is it straight to business for you? I should say the same to the recruits.
By long morning.
Casual sip of the tea, maybe the newspaper.
Oh no, Joe very much needs to do some things in town.
Okay. So, are you going to go handle errands, or go straight to the guild and get your pickup?
Well, we'll go straight to the guild to get the pickup.
Okay.
But before leaving said town, there are quite a few things that need to be handled. As the reluctant leader of the party, apparently.
Okay. So a similar question to, well, I know Tempest, you have class.
I was about to say, don't they have like class or something? I kind of failed yesterday.
Yes. By all means, please give me a series of 3 athletics checks for your morning training.
Oh god.
And Arson, what are you up to this fine day? Stop by the temple.
Ooh.
Stop by the temple, probably stop by the guild, that type of stuff.
Okay.
I don't really have any errands right now, so
Oh, I'm in trouble.
So I'll note that by like 10:30, when you come to generally come to pick Tempest up and go about your day, she's got a gnarly bandage around her right arm,
blank.
with a splint.
Do you need me to heal that?
Please.
I'll take a look at it, see if there's anything I can do.
The bone's pretty well set.
Okay.
If not very quickly set, as her forearm was not up to the pressure of this morning's training. She should have dodged, instead she blocked.
Overconfidence.
So just taking a look at it, there's not a lot I could do for it.
I mean, you could probably pump some healing into it and expedite the knitting of the bone.
I'll give her
This probably happens a lot.
Yeah, I'll dump a 3rd level into her.
Thank you.
Want me to roll or
The slot alone is more than enough.
Yeah.
It starts a little painfully, as it is rapid healing of bone before there's that soothing warmth of Saloon's grace.
I'm used to this by now.
And your teacher is not really happy with you. 2 days in a
Yeah.
row. You acquitted yourself well by the end.
That's good, at least.
Turns out you can get some respect when you keep going after you break your arm.
Yeah, not enough.
But
You'll get there.
I'm in so much trouble.
But anything else the two of you want to do? As Joe, you'll just be arriving at the guild hall at this point.
Perfect.
And likewise, Ridra, Zealous, feel free to chime in if there's something you would like to do.
I need to buy daggers.
Need to buy daggers. Just mundane daggers.
I want very fancy daggers. They have to be shiny.
Okay. There is a shop run by an elven smith. Doesn't put his name on it, but they're very beautiful. More often ceremonial, i.e., very much mundane.
Do they look as nice as my current two daggers?
They are. Most of the gear that you find in there has a sort of foresty flair to it. So like the flow of branches and leaves and things of that nature. There is a pair of brace of daggers that appear more like a stem of a rose. It's very sharp, jagged, but a very light, well balanced piece.
Oh, that's so nice. Are they good for throwing?
The clerk behind the counter is a like 6-year-old human looking at you like, I mean,
Will they
I
hold
don't
the
know.
design from being thrown into, I don't know, some kind of giant monster?
I'd have to ask my master. It's good steel. I know that much.
Steel does tend to hold its shape a bit. How much
uh,
are they?
Those are 20 apiece.
That's pretty expensive, but they're pretty.
They do have otherwise a little cleaner, just plain daggers that are shiny, that are more market price.
So I'm gonna buy the 2 very nice daggers, and then I want to buy 2 of the normal.
All right, so if I remember right, a dagger is only 5 gold without cheating and looking. Hey guys, it helps if you spell dagger with 2 G's, not 2 H's.
Oh yeah.
Daggers are 2.
Are they 2? Okay.
5 felt expensive to me, so I just looked it up real quick. And I closed my character sheet.
Oh no.
Okay.
Special.
So that 34 gold. Miss
My name's Ruder.
pleasure.
So 34 for these 2. I thought they were 20 each.
He flips to his book and shows you the batch deal.
Oh, okay. I'll give the money.
As you are procuring a multitude of our services, we hope that you accept widely your praise of our fine equipment here at Methandris.
I will, and if they hold up their prettiness, then I'll be back. If not, I'm going somewhere else. Thank you.
Keep that in mind. If I never
Dasha.
see the kobold again, they didn't stay pretty. Period. But Joe, you are first arrive at the guild hall with, but your current exchange is with a handler you've not met as of yet. A very plain, brown-haired, very light freckled face human introduces him as Ingwood. He's kind of giving you the runaround while he's kind of flipping through his paperwork. Before finally finding that yes, indeed, there is a deposit made ready for your party. Begrudgingly gets up, stares at. You realize he was trying to eat his breakfast this whole time, and he did not want to get up. And as he goes in the back union, you come in. The guild hall itself is rather busy. This early in the morning, it's a bunch of folks getting their parties together, trying to find something to do that is both within their prowess, within their thirst for glory, or within their thirst for money. You see a lot of individuals forming up, borrowing porcelain ranks, a lot of fresh recruits.
Okay.
Before you spy Joe at the handler's counter.
Union would go over and tap Joe on the shoulder. Good morning, Joseph.
It's a morning, that's for sure.
Would you like a scone?
No.
You sure?
I'm positive?
Have a scone.
No.
It's good for you.
I know they're
Do you
not.
like blueberry? I have blueberry.
Nope.
Don't like blueberry?
I don't like blueberries. I'm allergic.
What about raspberry?
TM makes a note. Allergic to blueberries.
Don't like raspberries either. It's just red blueberries.
The GM makes a note?
They're just red blue. Okay. After bugging Joe about all of the scones, Union said, "Well, what are you doing here then?"
I'm here to pick up the payment before I go shopping.
Did you see everyone this morning?
Well, I mean, I met the two new recruits last night, the two elementals.
Right.
I I really wasn't looking for them when I got up this morning. I'm in a bit of a hurry to take care of some stuff in town today. I've been putting it off since we got back to town.
Oh, well. Where are you staying? Perhaps I will find you all this evening then.
I mean, I've been drinking at the that rundown tavern. It's got decent water.
Union frowns a little bit, confused by what he means by water.
It's not that hard to follow. It's
You,
a it's a very common liquid that you
I know what water is, but you
okay.
order water at the tavern.
Well, yes.
All right. And the others were staying there with you?
I mean, they were there. They came in to drink with me, and I'm not sure
Where did
why they're there.
you don't sleep, right? Do you know where they slept last night?
Um,
They would just be arriving about now.
not really. I really wasn't paying much attention to them last night.
Hello.
I had
Hello.
other things on my mind.
Joseph
Speak of the well, not devils anymore, but
Union just raises an
That's
eyebrow.
okay.
That is very insensitive saying.
You'll get over it.
Hello.
Hello.
Arson, was that your name?
Yes.
Would you like a
Yes.
scone?
No, thank you.
Blueberry?
No.
Raspberry?
No.
Boysenberry?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
Did he just try to poison you?
Boysenberry, not poison. We're a good Tempest.
Hey,
Is Tempest
sorry.
there with
Yes, that was in character.
hello. Would you like a scone?
Not after that comment, no.
Blueberry?
I just put my hand up to Union.
Raspberry?
I wish I had
I'm going
silence
to whip
prepared.
him.
I wish I had silence prepared. Because I feel like hold person would just make things worse.
Just perpetually handing you a scone.
Do we have Ridra and Zealous as well?
They have not arrived yet.
Okay.
But at the end of this particular exchange, Ingwood returns with a like 2x2x2 chest, and there's a solid metal cling when he sets it on the desk. Setting beside it a piece of paper for Joseph to sign, saying he has received his trade bars.
Trade bars. Now
You'll-
I'm familiar with these. They're as good as currency, correct?
Yes. The case here is valued at 200 plat.
200 plus.
Um,
200 PP. Okay.
long story short, if you intend to use them, you can use them directly at a merchant, but if you want to try and use them at a money exchanger, they will actually not charge you any percentage to go from trade bar to value.
Right. And the reason they do the bars is because they're
They're very
lighter,
light.
easily. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Easier to transport, type thing. Gotcha. All right.
The chest is, as you check the contents, the chest itself is actually heavier than the bars.
How nice is the chest?
I mean, it's the nicety of it comes in the firmness of its craftsmanship.
Right.
It is unordained. And by the way, that's 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches. They're very small bars.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't take a whole lot to 200 bars. All right. I'm going to open it and just take out a few. Are these like stacked in there, rowed nicely?
Yes, they're when you pull them out, they're about pencil sized long rods of metal with the government's sort of emblazoned stamp upon one end, and in
Hmm.
total there are 10 of them.
Just there's a total of 10?
10.
10 bars. Gotcha. So each one is worth 20 platinum.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Makes it easy to count because I wanted to make sure. If it's accurate, I will side for it. And so it's me, Arson, Tempest, and Union are here currently, right?
Yes. Ridger, do you plan to go to the guild hall after getting your daggers?
Yeah, I got to check up on Union.
Then you'd stumbling in behind them at this point.
Okay.
Good morning, friends.
Hello, Ridra.
How's your
Good
heart?
morning.
Did you have a heart
Uh,
attack?
No, my
Okay,
heart.
good.
Stone?
Oh, please.
There you go. Finally, someone appreciates me. What flavor do you like?
All of them.
We can't have all of them.
Give
You
me
can have
all
one.
of them.
I give Ridra one blueberry and half of the raspberry.
Yay.
Alrighty. So it's everyone there, sans Zealous.
Yes.
What's the plan?
Well,
Where's the metal one?
probably punching something. Maybe a wall.
Why would he
Is
punch a wall?
that normal?
It's happened before.
I looked at Joe for clarification.
Clarification on what?
The wall punching.
Wall punching?
Zealous is wall punching.
Why?
I asked
Did
where
he
the
not
metal.
come back right?
No, I think he came back fine, but he's punched a wall. Perhaps he's doing that again.
I mean, there's reasons for punching a wall, but why is he just punching random walls? That's.
Are you asking
No,
me to explain the mind of Zealous?
I'm asking you why this has not been addressed.
Because we've been a little busy, Joseph.
Doing what?
Ingwood,
I got stabbed. I have like
Right,
half a heart.
let's get out of the way of the.
if there's no other business, I'd really like to finish my breakfast.
Yes, of course. Finish your breakfast.
What are you having for breakfast?
Would you like a scone?
That's it. I'm doing it. Arson, I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
You.
But I
gotta-
told you if he mentioned it one more time, he got one more free pass.
I'd like the boysenberry. That
Of
came from
course.
Grandma's, yeah?
Yeah, the very same. I saw her bake it myself.
You know, scones are just an inferior pastry, right?
Yeah, but it's
They're
a
just
pastry
like
from Grandma.
stale muffins.
Yeah, so much better than a muffin.
Arson, what have you let
They're
me?
they're stale muffins. They're the
Can't
same
do
as
that.
if you ate a muffin like 3 days later.
It's in better format than a muffin.
Do you have a
I can't
muffin?
do it then.
Inferior.
I did Grandma give me any muffins?
No. You asked for scones.
I just have the scones.
I'll take a boysenberry.
Here you go. Good day.
Okay.
Poison.
Lathander bless you.
And then kind of like, okay, now move away from my desk. Thanks.
Yes.
Let's get away.
What have you done to me? Why am I in this part?
I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys make yourselves useful and see what adventuring jobs they might have here?
I did.
I have to take care of some stuff. It's very important work for me as the leader to
Wait,
take care of this.
Mr.
when
Leader,
when did this get decided?
Last night.
You were
I was
present,
not.
Union.
you were there. I was there. I tried to be the leader. They said
The
no.
dwarf more or less wrote him down as the
Also,
facto
I
leader.
Oh,
believe it was
right,
called
yes.
Speaker, not Leader.
Yeah, speaker is the official title.
Speaker?
You speak on behalf of your party.
Well,
Well,
all right,
that's
Joseph.
completely different.
You can do your own thing.
Yes.
Ridra, I
I'm
believe
so
you
glad the
looked
speaker
at
has
the
your
job.
permission.
The jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, give us a rundown. There's another half scone in it for you if you do a good job.
Oh
Give
my
me a
God,
minute. I gotta
it's-
find it again. I didn't write them down.
I can't do it. I can't do this arson. I can't. I've had a bad enough day already.
Okay. There was a goblin fort to the southwest. And then there's something in the bottom of the lake.
Wait.
And yes.
Something in the lake?
Yeah, it's apparently maybe a lost
A lost temple. When we were traveling back after bringing Zealous back, I saw glowing lights at the bottom of the lake.
Oh, that's exactly what this says. Why didn't you say something?
I tried to, and you all looked at me like I was crazy.
Well,
I
anyway,
wasn't there. I didn't look at you like anything.
there's also a dungeon to the northeast. Past Coffin by a lot.
Repeat that?
A dungeon to the northeast.
Hmm.
It has precious metals, faint traces of gem-like mineral deposit. And a jeweler's guild guy wants stuff from there. And I like caves, so I can tell you what my vote is.
Now, mind you, those are the Wayfinder reports, not
Yeah, those are the
quests.
Wayfinder. Those are the ones I saw.
I'm trying to type up. Because I totally didn't get distracted and was supposed to be typing up these the whole time on the actual quest board.
Those do sound interesting. Let's see what else there is when just to get a sense of what is out there.
Well, I vote whatever we do, it's underground. I miss caves. I haven't been in a cave in years.
Well,
Do you know how rough it is to be a kobold and not go in a cave? It's horrible. Where's my muffin?
I didn't here's half a scone.
Nom, nom, nom.
What jobs are on the board?
I don't know.
I'm working on it.
Ridra just filled us in on
If I
quick.
recall, the GM said he had not. Are there rankings for each one?
Marvin's Marvelous Holdings is available to anyone from porcelain and up. Polar's Glass Shop has requested gold, but it is posted in such a fashion that anyone is welcome to take it. Most of your ranked quests seem to have been snagged up at some point. It's like y'all are here a little late in the
Yeah.
acquisition hours.
So the ones that Ridra ran us down, those are not available anymore?
No, those are Wayfinder quests. Those are not official like quests. Those are an organization that their entire purpose is to run out around the world, scout things out, and come back and report them for you, true adventurers, to go and test your mettle against. They also organize training dungeons for novices, man-made dungeons.
We're not novices. I was born in a cave. Dungeon, I meant dungeon.
And there were the 3 that there were last week.
The 3
The-
that Ritter just mentioned are active, yes.
Okay. I'll try to find those.
The Goblin Fort in the forest, just west of Nelson. The potential dungeon entrance to the mountains west of Lofen, as well as strange lights and such being reported as a potential lost temple under the lake just there northeast of Insland.
Well, the mountains west of Wolfen. That sounds like those could be cavey.
Indeed. It's just the 3 of us. Tempest is following
Yes.
Joe. Well, I am not opposed to heading out toward the dungeon entrance caves. There are some things I still need to do in Insland before we leave, but
Of course.
well, as the 2 of us are the majority of the party present at time
What?
of selection,
What are we doing?
we
Is
are
that correct?
voting, Ridra.
I vote on the dungeon.
Then
There's-
we are unanimous.
There's 3. But I assume you mean the cave one.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Okay.
are unanimous.
There's no rank attached to these, right?
Once again, these are not
I
official
know they're not
quests.
official, but
You are welcome to try and find a Wayfinder to get more information, to see if it is within your range. But otherwise, they just post it up, and it's entirely up to you if you want to risk it for the biscuit.
okay. Well then, I'd say that's probably where we will go. But now,
We need to meet up with everyone and discuss with Joseph,
Yes.
Tempest, and Zealous.
yes. And if I recall, you need to have a talk with Zealous
Well,
before he breaks you.
do I know you?
I
Big
have
bro.
seen Zealous. I have seen you.
The big
Zealous
metal
is
guy's
big.
gonna break you?
Just in general.
Let's try not to do that.
Yeah. Makes my job as healer harder.
Right. Well, I will find Zealous this evening. I first must find personal business.
Of course. And break.
As his Union like holds his hand out to Ridra to do the thing.
I'm gonna follow Arson.
Union just does
You
it
are
by
going to
himself.
be so bored, Ridra.
Don't worry. I know.
There's a reason temp is dipped.
Go team.
Arson does not have a lot going on right now.
Oh, well, in that case, jump
Union.
No,
into the
no,
backpack.
you're following me.
Too late. Jump into the backpack.
You didn't. I don't. You didn't do the thing.
I do believe you're following Arson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Union does the raise hand break thing by
A
himself.
couple of like low level adventures just give you the like, ouch. Just
I will do it with Union before I go. Because I'm the one who said break, and I feel bad for him.
Ridra, do you join in?
sure.
And break. All right. Good job, team. Where did you all stay? Do you have a place?
That's a question. Out of character.
Well, she's able to have a place with her mentor.
Yeah.
That's one of the perks of having a mentor.
Yeah.
Just kind of roaming the streets, I think.
You have
Is
access
there-
to a temple
Is there
as,
access?
as a full blown cleric. The kobold's a kobold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about the kobold. No offense, Ridra.
Well,
Wow.
So I'd probably stay at the temple. A temple.
I would assume a very
A
fairly
saloon
specific
temple.
temple.
A saloon. Insert my home temple here.
I mean, I'd get in trouble if you stayed with me.
More trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. A shit ton more trouble than I already.
No, yeah. No wonder your training's failing. Hanging out with a man. I see. Just
He's my duo!
making steam there. Ah, okay.
Oh
Poor,
god, I
I
don't
just
wanna
just
have
to
this
make
conversation.
the poor Claire just like beat red. Like what?
More beat red. The
What?
fire genasi even.
He's already red.
I'm aware of what I said. Okay, so we're gonna pan to Zealous, then we'll pan to Joe, then we'll make it through a full record here. So Zealous, having attended some errands and lost a little bit of the weight from the day, you arrive at Bella and Ideal's previous domicile of Theodore's little rental stack. Inside, you are, of course, greeted by Theodore himself in the middle of very sort of this same shit, different day. Flipping through his book, looks up and seems excited and kind of like he's trying to look behind you. Ah, Zealous, was it? Good to see you. Where's
I just am here to inform you that the others won't be coming.
what?
Some, I'm assuming roped guy came by and took one of them, and the other lost his head.
I'm sorry. He's not doing well. I mean, stress can get the worst of us. I understand. But I mean, if you'd be so kind of relay, he's still more than welcome here, regardless of the anxieties of the day. I understand adventuring is not the oh, I almost said ideal life. Um, most
I mean, he
peaceful
physically
life.
lost his head.
I'm sorry.
You know, the head part, not attached.
Uh, uh,
He's probably not walking here anytime soon.
uh. Blink, blink. Oh. Oh. And Bella?
She became smaller. Everyone was carrying her, and then this stranger took her away. I don't think she's coming back here. She might come back.
Oh dear. I know you didn't exactly live safe lives, but um, I suppose you'd be wanting his their things then. Oh. The place was just getting so lively too. Okay. He grabs a what sounds like a set of keys and begins making his way upstairs, beckoning for you to follow.
And they do.
So ideal, Bella, what'd y'all leave in y'all's room?
That is a question.
You find a lot of
Um,
Bella's homework that she's
Yeah,
supposed to turn in.
homework. I'm pretty sure that glove that I got in the mail, the mirror was taken, so that's not there. Bits of a potion, a couple changes of clothes, a few spell books.
Spell books or books on spells?
A spell book, and then books on spell.
Most of my stuff I carried with me, so
So a
yeah.
very neat and orderly room.
Yeah.
Bella's is a mess.
What,
Stuff's
what
everywhere.
about the broken sword?
Oh, yeah, that's there.
So, Zealous, you would find the sword that you broke.
It reminds me of better times. Wait.
But Theodore will help. He produces a crate from down his storage for you to put everything in. Thanks you for not sugarcoating the news. And informs you if you or any of your uh, party are looking for a place to stay. I happen, I guess it's a little grim to try and advertise back to the party, but huh.
I can pass the word, don't you? You probably don't want one of the others, though. Actually, I don't think the other even sleeps.
Blinks in
I'll
familiar
pass the word
confusion.
anyway.
Thank you. And if there's anything I can do, if there's a funeral or such, please let me know. Like I said, they definitely livened the place up. Most of my tenants are well, codgy old men who just go about their day. They brought some color to the world.
They were colorful. It was blue.
Anything else I can help you with, Celis?
Nope, just gonna collect their things.
Okay.
And I'll be out.
Just close the door behind you. They'll lock. If you need anything, I'll be downstairs.
Alright.
You're pretty sure as soon as you're around the corner, you hear like that soft little like single teardrop of a man trying to hold back emotions.
All things considered, he did really well.
He finally had fun tenants. He was planning a block party. He was so ready.
And then
And
one
one of them was a fart.
disappeared, one turned into a baby, and then one died.
Like, the fuck? I mean, at least Oliver came back and, settled everything out.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he's out there somewhere doing what he do. As you're leaving Theodore's, you will actually run into Arson and Ridra as they are on their way to the Temple of Saloon.
Hello.
Hi, small creature.
Hello.
Hi, big creature.
So, are you looking for places to stay? There's 2 openings.
I'm good.
Just sitting there with a box full of stuff.
I feel like I don't even need to roll inside to just kind of feel it coming from the door. Like when
I
you
mean,
feel the atmosphere.
I'd have been sleeping outside. Maybe later.
So, do you tag along with them to the Temple Zealous, or do you have somewhere else to go?
Just that one other place that you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, a quick exchange and partings. It's another 10 minutes before you arrive at your temple. Arson, few familiar faces. There are several currently heads bowed in prayer to what appears to be a phased effigy that currently reflects the waxing moon that is present in the night sky.
Okay.
But no one directly approaches you.
I don't got anything, so I'll probably give Ridra a quick tour. Or of all the public areas.
This is very fun and interesting. Thank you.
I feel like I need to roll an insight. And Ridra should roll a deception.
I don't know. Are you being deceptive, Ridra, or is this actually interesting?
Good question.
No. Saying a white lie in church.
Great. Now the cleric can't heal.
No, I didn't
The
lie.
cleric was the one who lied. But
Also,
her comment does catch a few eyes, and it's like,
all the wisdom-based characters just kind of turn their heads.
I'm not the one who dragged me here.
I didn't either.
you hear a few mutterings of, well, at least he's trying to convert such a savage.
I've heard
There's
worse.
a reason I don't go there.
They can't hurt my feelings. I've heard worse.
Then I'll
One of
look.
them
It was
gives you
either
the
here or the magic library, and I did not feel like taking Ridra there.
gives you the bless your heart.
Son of a bitch.
No matter what you've heard, that will always get you.
I really will.
Okay. Union, having
Yes.
now split from the party, uh, gathered yourself. You arrive at the Morning Lord's Temple. This particular temple you haven't been to in actually ever, as you don't exactly hail from Innsland.
Right. Okay. Union would go inside and look for some kind of church authority figure, be it a high priest or a lector or whatever, uh, or whomever the case may be.
Okay. So as you first mill about, um, it is not a heavily adorned temple. Um, there are alcoves for private prayer, many of which are taken up by acolytes, as well as several adventurers currently trying to garner favor before going off on some daring crusade of their own. Um, as you go deeper into the temple structure, you are met with another individual in a breastplate with the mark of Lathander emblazoned upon it. A silver-haired gentleman who gives you the passing up and down look and greets you as warmly as one might expect with a Lathander bless you, child, and welcome to his home.
What would be the proper title? Is it
Eh,
father? Is it
You're not sure if he's an official figure, but you gauge he is probably like you, a paladin. Um, so any honorific of respect, sir, as he does appear to have marked within that emblazon a knight's marking. He is of noble rank.
Union would bow and offer a sort of morose, the thunder bless you. I I'm Union. Um, he's clearly sort of struggling and doing the fidgety thing where he doesn't quite know how to get the words out.
A heavy hand sets upon your right shoulder. Let's have a seat. Union, was it?
Yes, yes, sir.
I've seen that look. Let's talk. I am
You,
Palladus. Like you, a knight in service. It's gonna be okay.
I, Willis, I have failed my oaths. The Lord of the Morning does not, he does not grant me his strength. I can neither call forth my magics nor heal my friends. I don't know what to do.
He takes you aside to one of the private alcoves, and you see he physically like shoos off an acolyte who is about to make use of it. Um, Definitely kind of throwing his weight around.
Hmm.
In there, he kneels and sets a pillow in front of him for you to kneel upon.
Unu would kneel.
Before any conversation goes, it settles into about almost a full hour of just dead silent prayer from Palladus.
Okay, Union would offer as much of his own sort of prayer as he can, though he's not, not like super well educated and whatnot. So there are a few moments of the mind wandering, but he understands the significance and remains as solemn and dignified as he can.
Okay, I need a religion check from you.
Oh, please, Blathandar.
No,
Well,
Thandar smite you today.
Holy shit!
I
Oh,
just burst into flames.
Okay,
He's speaking in tongues.
that was the problem. He's speaking at all.
Ah.
So, as Palladus, you see his lips moving and citing litany and prayer. Being a god for adventurers and the like, there's not an explicit lexicon. O's are pretty straightforward. And you settle into your own, asking for forgiveness, asking for guidance, and you're not sure when it happened, but you shut your eyes at some point, sort of settled into that trance-like state, harkening back to before you received your official state as a paladin. But you realize your eyes physically aren't closed. You can feel them moving about, trying to look around. You're blinded. The panic, while it rises within you, doesn't hold any physical reaction. You find you cannot stand up. You go to project your voice and speak up in worry to your state, and the words choke. For long in the distance, you see a faint sliver cast from skyward down of radiant light, more beautiful than a mortal being deserves to witness. You almost feel as if you're walking and staggering towards it. This heavy weight, but every single step, the distance does not change. As if some heavy, viscous liquid holds you back. And just as the hour of silent prayer comes to a close, you feel your head pulled downward and you look and you can see this horrific vision cast out from the radiance of light that you are wading waist deep in a pool of bodies, faces very familiar to you, faces of the slain, your slain. And the hand about your chin pulling you down. Oh, brother, will you forget us? And your vision comes back.
as as the vision comes back, Union gasps and falls to all fears, just all fours, just body shaking and like absolutely convulsing, tears running down his face as he's just unable to make any sound beyond just a pained, rasping gasp. His entire body just quivering like a tree in a hurricane.
Union, Union boy, sit up now. Get your breath.
I I saw them. I was blinded, and then I stood among the dead, the countless dead, all the grasping hands and blood and bodies, so many bodies.
The hand on each shoulder pulls you back into your sitting position and just gives you what probably in any other situation would seem really weird. He just gives you this almost grandfatherly hug and just lets you let it out.
Enid just sort of collapses onto him, um, still shaking and sputtering, telling him about everything that he saw, how he's blind, and the whole experience. Before, sort of, after who knows how long, he's able to sort of, roughly wipe his face on the back of his hands and just sort of get control of himself a little bit more. He, I, I have forsaken him, and he rejects me.
No, no. He challenges you, Union. We are not fit to presume overmuch the guise of his plans or the sake of his value of us, mere mortals that we are. Kind of wipe some of your tears off his armor. Um, there is indeed a darkness in you. I see it now. I saw a glimpse when you walked in. Your kind is twofold cursed, unfortunate as it is. But you're trying. Others don't.
I I'm part of an adventuring party, and I fear if I go back with them, if I must draw my blade and strike down man or beast or creature from the hells in defense of them, I will add more bodies still to that great pool I find myself in.
You've chosen potentially the most difficult of paths, I see. Redemption should not be easy. If it were, sin would be all the easier. This party of yours, I'm sure they need you. And his guidance is for those who are willing to seek out the unknown and protect those who need it.
I I led our party to ruin. We hunted the ghosts of my past, and my friends paid with their lives.
Then they were good friends.
They were the best of friends.
I have no immediate words of wisdom that will wash away the darkness, Union. It doesn't work that way. But if you give up, if you give in, you were no friend to them. Only then would it be ruin. If, otherwise, you worry so, there are places you can still devote yourself.
No, journey before destination. My journey is not yet done. There are things for which I still must atone, and there are evils from my past that must be laid to rest. Perhaps when they are dealt with, I shall set aside my sword and melt it down into a shear, but not yet. There are things that must be done, and through the through them through the doing, I shall strive to walk in Lathandar's light.
He just very quietly nods, places that same heavy, reassuring hand between your shoulder blades. Just remember, it's not supposed to be easy.
I am learning that more with every day.
If you need me, I'm here most mornings before taking to my own training.
Thank you. Lathandar bless you.
The thunder bless you, child. May you walk a
You
path
know
to the
about.
light.
May you always walk there as well. I appreciate it. I really do.
Stands, helps you up. As you step away, there's this cold clamminess. You realize you've been sweating profusely. Catch a few odd glances from more truly devout clerics, paladins, and the like. Yeah, the adventurers are just like, yeah, maybe tiefling sweat. I don't know. But
Union deliberately avoids the gaze of the paladins and the clerics, just like, don't look at me.
most of them seem more piteous, which might be a little more painful. But
Mm.
we'll pan over to Joe. Having sent his swarm scattered about,
Swarm. That sounds so
swarm
dirty.
of children. One of them does come back to you.
Okay.
With your requested goods.
Well, I didn't give him enough money to purchase it.
Well,
just
let's see if I get
just
this
enough
right.
to yeah. I only gave him enough to I mean if he was able to purchase it with 2 silver, then I think that's what I said I gave him.
Yeah.
Then
But he comes back with the stock you gave him
yeah,
and a similar small pouch informing you that he did indeed find a shop that has this specific herb in stock.
herb.
He doesn't know any better. He's a kid.
Okay.
He sees a leaf. He assumes it's an herb.
Okay. Yeah, that's mean, it's more of like a black powder, but sure, whatever.
Oh, you haven't. This is
er,
already ground up.
Yeah, this is already ground.
He's gonna bring you to fucking gunpowder shop.
I mean, be the first time. But yes, then I give him his gold. Um, after I make sure he gives me good directions to find the place.
He says them out to you, offers to lead you there if you would like.
Yes, that's even better.
Oh, he sprints off at a kid's pace. Um,
Kid's pace.
yeah, he'll run to the end of blocks if you're behind, like sort of sit
Yeah,
there do with
gotcha.
that frenetic energy.
Yes, I will follow
As
him.
Tempest,
To
this is what you
place.
see happening.
I'm here. I'm watching, following, doing a
Um,
whole little follow the leader thing.
Oh no, Joe! About the time you get about 3 blocks down, and he points out the shop. It is in fact what appears to be a small apothecary shop.
Apothecary shop. Excellent.
Like
Um,
a little squat 1-story, cute little smokestack in the back, putting out little puffs of smoke.
right. I will make my way in. Basically showing him the same sample that I sent the boy with. I will thank the boy obviously after I get here.
Sprints off.
Yes. And let him know that that my runner informs me that you have a supply of keth for purchase.
There's rattling of glass and the like as a figure hops up onto a step stool. You are presented with a smattering of tufts of white hair, either bald willingly or by haphazard accident, of what appears to be a forest gnome. Gentleman.
Ah, forest gnomes.
Hi there. You were the one with the little squirt, yeah.
Yes, I'm the one who's hiring squirts all over town.
Kind of clambers
Just
up and
sitting
sits.
about all over the place.
Just plops down on top of his desk, sits Indian style. Yeah. Some Kath. You're in luck. I just got some from fresh from Krinish. Right from the desert plantations. Came
Excellent.
in about 2 days ago.
Ah, sounds very fresh.
About as fresh as I can get it.
Yes. How much do you have in your stock?
60 pounds?
Wow, that is a large,
Leaf.
large supply. 60 pounds of leaf.
Yes, sir.
So it's not been ground yet. Okay.
Oh, no, sir. I leave the customers to
mean-
decide their own choice of consumption.
I mean, it's been my understanding that it's more the beans that that is the
He pulls out and shows the like the pods, what have you.
right.
Leaf meaning raw, unground.
Yeah, medium ground. I was gonna say this is the best fu you could have come up with. I was about to start clapping. I loved it. Yeah, he literally just has the plants, no beans.
You gotta go plant it your fucking self.
Yeah, love it. But no, raw stuff. Um,
Interested?
um,
So,
yes, but
hello there, lassie. Don't need to hide around the corner. Come on in.
Oh, I'm not hiding.
No need
Yes.
to lurk angrily at my door and scare off me customers.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to look angry. She'll step in and sort of just meander.
Yes. Now, obviously, for it to be usable for me, I will need it ground. But being that you have the facilities here, I'm sure that could be arranged as part of the price. Um,
Absolutely. The sample that you got was ground, as that was what the kid had showed
yeah,
him.
yeah. I kind of figure. I mean, obviously, you don't want to pre-grind it because then if it sits for too long, then it loses its potency. I understand. Um, speaking of, that brings up a very good point. Um, have you ever heard of a portable grinder for it? Like my own grinder that I could actually like grind this fresh every morning.
Uh,
That's probably something a
he like
tinkerer
you
could come up
think
with.
he's about to fall as he leans back and basically does a tumble off his desk onto his stool and
Yeah.
back onto the ground, and you hear like things getting tossed about. Uh, yeah. What do you define as portable? I mean, it's a little big for me, but he pulls up what looks to be almost a comically large, almost like pepper grinder. That's about half his size.
About half his size. So it's like 2 feet tall.
Yeah,
Uh,
a very fine powder comes from this. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that could work actually. You know what? Do you mind if we try a sample? And I'll pull out my little
He,
my little kit. I just want to make sure it's not too fine for my
yes, he's
my screen.
I could go for a cup.
Yes,
Uh,
I could.
let's see here. Tries to lift it up onto the table. Asks for
Yes.
some assistance.
Yes.
Tempest is moving closer, extremely curious now.
Yes.
Pops open the top where you can insert the beans. He puts a handful in and begins very aggressively trying to crank. Uh, not meaning no offense, Missy, but you got arms the size of me. You mind giving this a turn? I'll hold it still. This is about a little much for a gnome. I think it was made for an ogre. My brother left it here.
Is he
I like it.
asking her?
Yeah, he's asking her to turn the grinder because it's physically too much exertion for this little gnome.
All right, just turn.
Just turn.
Is that a strength check?
No, you just turn.
Okay, she's gonna help him. I just want to make sure. Okay, I
Yeah.
never know with you.
About a minute. Heavy grinding sounds, which does not sound pleasant to your ears, Tempest, but Joe, it's a thing of beauty. Pops open the bottom, and sure enough, there in the sort of collection bowl at the bottom of the grinder is a sizable portion of fairly fine Keith powder.
Okay.
Claps his hands together,
it's
rubs them.
actually-
I'll be right back with some water.
Yes.
Joe, what is this?
This is a drink that I'm required to drink throughout the day. It's a foreign substance from down in the deserts. Very high society.
Why?
It helps with my condition.
Gnome
She sort of just
comes
looks
back.
at him like expecting more of an explanation.
Right, here we go.
It's a wizard's thing.
Sets a little kettle down. Pulls out a little flint and steel to go start lighting it.
Yes.
All right, so you guys from about this parts? I know you, not so much, Missy, but I don't think I've seen you around. Master.
Who, me?
Yes, you're
Yes,
new face.
I'm Mr. Trenta. Now, while that's brewing, I'd also like to inquire about something that I encountered recently. It's it's kind of a plant as well. And being a master of herbs, you might have encountered or heard of it. But you it was smoked in kind of a pipe, and it allowed people
Like,
to
flip it off the front and scurries to the front and shuts the door. Like, you got some?
I don't even know what it is. I saw some gnomes smoking it on a
Halfway.
trip a while back. I've, I'm sticking with gnomes.
Okay.
Um,
Opens the door briefly, looks around. You ain't guards, are ya?
no,
Shuts the door.
is this an illegal substance?
I like the term less than legal.
Less than legal. Yes.
Now,
That sounds like
Non-taxed.
fun.
Gotcha. It's. I mean, it was. From what I hear, it was. It was quite.
Potent.
Uh, I mean,
Oh, it's been years.
they didn't sleep for days.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
Then they
years.
had kind of a side effect to it, but I mean, I think that might have been more the work that they were in.
Interesting. Now, hypothetically speaking,
Yes, strictly hypothetical.
strictly hypothetically, he's giving Tempest this look like, you sure she's not a guard?
Just watching,
Yes.
listening. No comments.
I mean, no offense, but I haven't seen a whole lot of Genasi guards here in town.
None
True.
taken.
So, hypothetically speaking, if you were to leave my shop after making your purchase,
Mm-hmm.
go about 4 blocks there westward, slip into the then 5th alley down there heading southward, knock on the little brown door. Hypothetically speaking, if there were we'll call it a curio shop, and you happen to ask for dreamweed, again, hypothetically speaking.
Right.
Oop, I think the pot's boiling.
Yes. It just
And
smells quite nice.
like he stops it right there.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, this all sounds good. I'll tell you what. How much would you like for your grinder? Because, like you said, you can't even operate it yourself. And let's say 20 pounds. Um,
You really drink that stuff all day, don't you?
he'll like he'll like open his robe there. There's like 4 flax pockets that are full.
Ew.
I really do have
So,
to drink it all day.
so not asking to share is what I'm getting.
Well, I mean, with 20 pounds, I could probably share some.
Only if you want. If it's for a medical condition, I get it.
Yes. I mean, as long as I'm not running low.
So let's see here. 20 pounds. Farm product. Plus the grinder. You know, because I know you'll be back, I'll even cut off the we'll call it the transit fee. We'll do it at 2.5 gold a pound.
Okay.
For the grinder, 5 gold. You'd be doing me a favor. I'm sure the pieces alone probably run you about 20, 30 gold. And I'll see if I can't find a smaller one next time you come back.
That's actually it's a little high, but I believe that's a fair price, considering the urgency that I'm looking for it in currently. So quick math here at would be
55?
uh
Oh, did I mess my math up?
2.5. Yeah, that'd be 55 gold. Um,
2 divided by 5, 2.5.
yeah. It's I'm just doing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's you're right. It's 55. 55 gold. Easy enough. Where is my sheet? There it is.
Alrighty. I'll have that created for you in just a moment. And if you happen to come in, his back is turned. He's got a smaller crate and seems to be setting the pods and such in, weighing them out and what have you. Should have another shipment about 3 weeks from now. They say they got a new strain coming in. A little more flavor, a little less kick, but you drink as much as you do, maybe a little change of pace, you know?
It is possible. With this stock, I might even start brewing it a little bit stronger. Yes, and just so you know, I don't wind up wandering into the wrong shops and everything. You say that was just a few doors down, and
Fifth Alley, knock on the brown door.
yeah, brown door.
Hypothetically speaking, just
Yes,
Oh
yes,
no, this is like hypothetical, of course.
yes. Very hypothetical.
like struggle buses the crate up onto the counter.
Yes. I appreciate you helping out, warning me to stay away from this stuff, and I put a couple extra gold on the counter.
Hey, there,
I'll be back in a few weeks.
as you catch your crate, there is a small, like same sample sized little bag. That's a little taste of the new stuff. It's good for a cup. Just see if you like it.
A cup.
Yeah,
Okay.
part of the good old marketing strategy, you know.
Yeah.
See you next time, and thank you for your assistance, Miss.
Tempest.
A pleasure. Because he's still giving me that, like, I'm not sure she's not a guard. He's really nervous.
She just waves.
Yes. Now, Miss Tempest, you're more than welcome to make your way back. I'm
Oh
going
no,
to
I'm
go.
going with you. I want to play with this stuff too.
Okay. I just want you to be perfectly aware that that
This is
this is not
hypothetical,
a
Joseph.
place for well, it's no longer hypothetical.
As soon as you step out of the shop.
We're no longer talking in maybes because this stuff was um
Listen, I
let's
broke
just
my
say it's
arm this
going to be
morning.
good
Can I just
for,
have some fun for once?
by all means. Yes. Broke your arm. That was
Bad training
corrected,
session.
right?
Yeah, see, no more splint. She kind of flails her arm about.
Yes, because you are aware that I am a healer. I haven't really used those services for the party much.
So is Arson. He's used to it.
Yes. Good. We hired another healer.
Joe's like, I got all this power and nothing to do with. You're gonna need it.
Probably.
Yeah. But getting to the designated door.
Yeah.
Wait, he used it on Enigma, didn't he?
Yes.
I've used a few. It's just out of
get
character.
so many spell
This
slots.
character was built as a healer,
And then,
and
Joe, let me put it this way. I have
Yeah.
other things I can do with my slots. Feel free.
He just heals because I fuck up.
yeah.
But,
I have healing spells that I've never cast. I have cast healing spells, but I have spells that are on my sheet that have never been cast. Yes.
brown door.
Yes. I knock on the door.
Swings inward after you hear what sounds like a holding bar being removed. And
Yes.
first thing you see is a halfling in leathers who is brandishing without any remorse a curved dagger on his hip, a pipe clenched between his teeth, and just looks up at you. Yeah,
Yes.
shopping.
Yes. Definitely.
Come on in.
Definitely in the market for something. Don't mind her. She's with me. Yes, and I will give him my whole spiel of I saw these gnomes using this stuff. I believe it is called dream weed, and if you happen to have any, I would like to purchase some.
How long you want to run?
Well, I'm not familiar with it. I've never really used it myself. How safe is it as far as like for long runs?
Ah,
Like if I never want to sleep again, would I die at some point?
oh
He
yeah.
just doesn't raise a brow and look at Joe like,
I
"Dead?"
mean, proper dosage for your body size, probably run safely 2 weeks, but then you're looking at 14 days out as the body shuts down.
So 2 weeks awake and then 2 weeks asleep?
Yes, sir. Now, mind you, your constitution may be a little more fortified, and you might be up and running faster than that. But looking you up and down, takes a long draw of his pipe. Yeah, 2 weeks.
That's interesting.
I don't know about her. She shopping too, or just your
Well,
your meat?
I'm not sure if she's in the market. I'm just shopping for me, but
I'm supervising.
Now,
supervising.
I've got Dreamweed for staying up, and I've got Twinkle Sand for going down.
And how does the twinkle sand? Can I throw that at people?
It's an ingest, unfortunately. It's just a misnomer. It comes down from the deserts.
Oh, right. You say ingest. I mean, can you mix it into things?
Oh, absolutely. I think
Like,
my personal favorite is pastries.
yeah, I was about to say like pastries,
Joe,
maybe
Joe,
some
Joe, I have an
some
idea.
some scones.
Joe,
Why would you
you
just
and
go when you can have a muffin?
I know, right?
But
Some brownies.
to get some of that.
now mind you, I should inform you that these are some less than legal substances you're asking about.
Less than legal. Yes.
I said,
Yes, I believe the proper term is
Fun.
yeah, we'll go with less than legal.
yeah.
There was another word I was looking for, but it doesn't come to mind right now. But you say I could probably go 2 weeks. Do you have 2 weeks worth?
I can tell you I can get you at least a month's worth. It ain't
A
cheap.
month's worth. What would that run me?
About 1,000 gold.
About 1,000 gold, but it's a month. How well does it keep? I mean, if
Uh,
I don't use it for like a month,
proper storage. Don't get it wet. It should stay good for the month of downtime. But I probably wouldn't keep it for more than 2 months. It loses potency pretty quick.
okay. Well, let's do 2 weeks worth. I'd like to try this, make sure it's going to work the way I want it to. I'm a little worried about the side effect.
Understandable.
That
Now,
sounds fair.
I'll give you a veteran's advice. Space it out. Let your body adjust. Build up your resistance, your tolerance, what have you. You'll be smoking with the halflings in no time.
Right.
I've also got some stuff for feel good and gestures to some of the other collective goods.
So 500 gold for 2 weeks.
400.
400 gold for 2 weeks.
Gives a tap with his pipe. You can hear what it sounds like a floorboard shuffling. Leans down, pulls up behind the counter, pulls up a bag, puts it down. All right. Anything else?
I mean, a pipe would be helpful.
You want the thing for the scone?
Oh yes, that's a good point.
Like you really want that for the scone?
Yes, that's a good point. She may let's go ahead and get let's about 4 doses of the
Now, just so you know,
dream
Twinkle
dust
Sand at a dose is
Twinkle
about
Sand
300 gold apiece.
per
This stuff,
dose.
this
How long does it put them out for?
the
Does it matter?
weaker among the inhibitor imbibers, yeah, they'll be in a dreamlike state for about a month.
Twinkle
Oh my god,
Sand.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Could just give him a pinch. Experiment with the dosage. Just when you just wanted to shut up for like a week.
Kind of expensive. You know what? I will take
It's
2
worth it.
doses of Twinkle Sand.
Yes.
Now, the official statement from my supplier: a single drop on the tongue is good enough for a solid night's rest. I.e., you take a drop, you are not doing shit for the night. It doesn't keep well. It's better to serve it as a dose. To put that pesky neighbor away until you get whatever it is you done
Yes.
doing. As a note, this qualifies as a poison.
Let's see, poison. Okay.
As you are given 2 thumbnail-sized little stoppered vials, tiny little vials of what looks to be this deep, deep blue liquid.
Nice.
And when you hold it to light, it sure indeed does twinkle.
Yes.
All right, so you got your uppers, you got your downers. What else you want?
Well, if you do have a pipe for purchase, I will.
You just want the standard long pipe. You got one there for 2 gold. You want something a little fancier, like personal favorite, the cod pipe there, also 2 gold. Basically, anything on that wall, 2 gold.
Anything
All
on the wall.
handcrafted.
Joe doesn't want anything special. He just wants the simple.
Now,
Even though they all cost the same, just
if that's what
nothing,
you're trying to smoke, I'd
nothing
recommend the
fancy.
longer pipe. It helps you spread your dose out over the course of inhalation. Do enjoy.
Yes.
How about for you, Missy?
Oh no, he got everything that I could have ever dreamed of.
I will say, if you're talking dreams, I can make you dream.
No. I'm good. I'm about to be very happy.
All right. Well,
Yes.
should you need to find us, just ask around.
Did your shop moves?
Of course.
That's smart. No problem.
Or
That
just
sounds
always
good.
look for the brown door.
Always look for the brown door.
Anyhow, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and light myself. Y'all have yourselves a pleasant day, and the door swings open.
Yes, I will make my way out. I'm making notes.
Times to follow. Quite happy right now. She doesn't have to use a spell slot. Yay!
Future dream dust. Okay. Oh, I have to admit, when I woke up this morning, I was in a very foul mood. But it's like a weight has just been like removed from me. I foresee a very good time.
Oh, so do I.
That was
I'm
probably the improper words, but
That's okay. I know
Just-
what you meant.
yes.
Okay. So, later in the afternoon, the full party convenes at your usual meetup spot, the Guild Hall.
I
Yes.
imagine I have just been giving Ridra an amazing lecture on saloon.
Etiquette.
And
All I need to know, my etiquette is amazing.
Never go.
My grandpa taught me all I need to know.
Well, Arson, looks like your secrets are safe.
yeah.
I mean, I really thought Ridra and arson would go hand in hand.
Ba-dum-bum.
I didn't. I was going back to the guild so soon.
I meant to be typing to you, but you would be arriving at this chronological time. We can quickly knock out other stop. Godfrey's. Zealous. That was the other place. Okay, I got it now. Not that Godfrey, that Godfrey.
The one who made a really nice sword that got stolen.
She's just like, yeah, I also want to go to Godfrey's. I'm like, who the fuck is Godfrey? Which Godfrey? I use the name Godfrey a lot, guys. A lot.
Godfrey.
It's a pretty cool name.
He was a dwarf that was from the west, I think.
Yeah.
There was a gnome called Esmeralda.
It's not quite as bad as you're calling everyone Steve. because I only ever have like
Steve.
one Godfrey. I use Tim a lot though. But yeah, stepping into the shop, Esmeralda is of course there at the counter. Energetically in the midst of what appears to be some form of runecraft, quietly mumbling to herself as she traces arcane sigils, only briefly pausing to give you the "I'll be with you in a moment" kind of gesture. Right. Hello there, dear. How are you doing today?
Oh, going places, doing things, carrying a crate.
I see that. Pretty odd assortment. That's a lot of books.
Yeah.
Something I could help me with.
There was a sword that got commissioned a while ago.
She leans down, pulls a notebook out, and starts flipping. It rings a bell. Last time you and Mr. Ideal, was it?
Yeah.
How's he doing? Did you like it?
He got it?
Songstress Alana, is mentor, teacher, I don't know. Very sweet lady. She came and picked it up. Said she was expecting me to run into him. Wanted to surprise him with it.
Oh. I'm afraid I don't know if he ever got it.
I'm sorry.
He's not breathing anymore. That he's dead?
I don't know why I picture Zealous like from the Theodore's to Godfrey's the whole time was like practicing different ways to say this.
Yeah, that dead thing that you tell people about.
Oh. Godfrey? Woman! What? You're gonna want to come up here. It's about one of your clients. Hear hammering and such stop. Godfrey comes up, thick leather apron, heavy gloves on. Ah! Mr. Zealous, how's the lady treating you? I hope I didn't do too bad of a job.
It's a little heavy. But not bad.
Walks over, goes to try and give you a nice hearty handshake. Sees your hands are full.
I'll put the crate down.
Gives you a big, heavy handshake as best as he can with the height difference. But it's good to see you. Good to see you. Something about a client was. He looks over. Esmeralda is just pale. Oh.
You remember Ideal? The guy came in with me?
I tell you what, I sure hope he liked that sword. It was a pain in the ass to get the curves like that. Had to remold it about 12 times. God, it was so beautiful. Yeah? How'd it come out? You liked it, right? So happy he's so busy out there using it, he can't even stop in and see his old friend Godfrey.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
You hear Esmeralda, Godfrey. What's with the sourpuss attitude? What's going on?
I don't actually know if he got it.
Uh-huh. Huh.
He's not with us anymore? I mean, his body is somewhere. His head's at the temple.
Oh.
I never saw the sword. Might be with his body still.
Well, gods be good. May he rest. Thank you. I'll be sure to contact songstress. What was her name?
She knows already.
Oh. Well, I mean, I was going to contact her to try and figure out what happened to the sword.
Oh, I mean that's good.
I mean, I thank you. It's a shame. I was very much looking forward to him as a repeat customer. I'm not sure what else I can offer you. Is there going to be a funeral or anything? I'd be more than happy to attend. I didn't know the lad all that well, but he at least challenged me.
Funeral. I don't think I caught anyone other than Theodore mentioning that.
So far, no one has planned a funeral.
Didn't think so.
All right then. Well, I hate to be the sour man, but I've got a pretty full docket. I do thank you for taking the burden of such ill news. If there's anything I can do, you know where to find me.
You still incapable of gestures at the shoulder.
I'm afraid I specialize in weapons, not your lot. But there's a new shop. Supposed to be a bunch of Western imports. May want to take a look at that. I think it's one of them colorful blokes from over yonder. I think it's in the South Market District. Some emporium or other. I don't know. I'll try if you want. I can ask around and get some more information about it, but shouldn't be too hard for you to find.
Yeah. Shouldn't be.
If there's nothing else, I've got metal hammer.
Would you, by chance, be capable of creating an arm blade?
You mean like an arming sword? He gestures to what appears to be like a long sword over on the wall.
No, it's a weapon I could store in my arm.
I will say, Zealous, every time you come, it's very has been interesting both times now. I'll ask around, see if I can get some plans on it, but I can't make any promises.
That's fine. It's at least some.
But, I'll be sure to try and figure it out.
Yeah. That I'll pick up the crate and head out. Not sure if I'm looking for that emporium or not.
Okay. As he goes work his way back down. The forge is blessed upon you. Shuts the door behind him. Esmeralda is just, I'm so sorry, dear.
It happens.
And then rapid fast forward to Zella showing up with everyone holding a crate of stuff.
Huh.
Which
That's
is-
a lot of stuff.
But she's also not. He's not the only one carrying the crate of stuff.
That's also a lot of stuff. And I imagine the most bored-looking kobold in the world.
The journal hasn't even been pulled out today.
Wow. So everyone's together, union included.
Right.
What is your current state union? It would have been about 3 hours since you left the temple.
Very quiet. Just very quiet and sort of gazing off into the distance. Very sort of self-reflective and just not saying a whole lot. Sort of a glassy look to the eye.
You you're right there?
I do not know.
It's not your heart, is it?
No.
Oddly
Not
enough, now
my
that you think
heart.
about it, Union, you feel pretty good physically.
Okay, good.
Like you're not sure why. You're pretty sure that's supposed to be hurting right now.
Union sort of says his piece with Riddler and just looks over at Zealous and meets his eye.
A bunch of other adventurers are kind of like trying to move around your party.
Right, let's find a table or somewhere to, figure things out.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, so we all get seated, situated somewhere. Are we at the guild hall?
You're at the Adventuring Guild Hall, yes.
Okay.
At this point in time, it's a lot of people that are coming back from their sort of lighter errands. Others who seem to be in like deep formulative states of some grand scheme or plan. A couple people talking about trying to head up north and make their fortunes up there. Others wondering if they can't get all the way to Timmins on the other side of the mountains.
Right, so it doesn't look like we have a lot of choices right now.
I say we go to the dungeon.
That one, I point to that was the one that at least 3 of us agreed on.
Yeah.
A dungeon.
I'm still in agreement.
The one by Loaf.
What do you know about the
Quest
dungeon?
board?
Well,
Wayfinders found it.
and then we can talk to them, figure out some more, see if it's within our range, and we can go from there. I believe it was a dwarven mine.
Had apparently a lot of shinies in there, and I do like shinies. Oh, I show everyone my new daggers.
That's a shiny dagger.
Thank you. It's got roses on it. I bought it with my spying money.
Wait, it has what on it?
Roses.
For what money?
Oh, are you gonna paint the roses red?
I like them how they are. Thank you.
Oh,
They're good enough as they are. You got a problem with that?
no, no.
Okay. Put them back carefully.
Does not look very aerodynamic.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So they're my 5th and 6th dagger instead of my 2nd and 3rd. Sorry, 3rd and 4th.
Right.
I got them on sale. It's fine.
Also, yes, it will be noted to the perceptive among you, Zealous is -1 sack,
Nod.
-1 sec.
which the rest of the party would know would be the sack of Ideal Head.
The sack that Ideal had.
No,
The
of
sack
Ideal
that was
Head.
Oh, okay. The sacked Ideal had. Gotcha.
What's the plan?
I think unless anybody has
I mean, I'm all for looking into it for additional information. I'm not against it.
yeah,
I
I figure
agree.
like maybe take at least one more day to in Insland, do what you gotta do. Some of us can go talk to the Wayfinders.
Yeah, I kind of need to have like a good day in class for one.
Yes, you do.
Are you having trouble in class? Ritter can help. Ritter is smart. Ritter is the smartest kobold.
It's
It's
not
fighting.
brains.
That makes
Even
sense.
better.
I should have dodged and I blocked instead. There was an issue.
All right. So the official current plan is in the morning or such to try, or here in the evening to catch up with the Wayfinders Association, gather what information you can about the mountains over by Lofen and the potential cave dungeon therein. Take a day to prepare, hit up shops and all that happy stuff, and then go from there. Am I correct?
I believe that's more or less our plan.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will be where we fade to black.
Okay.
I will note now you may tag over to 8.